Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Let's dive on in, baby! Woo! Look at this! Whoa, we have been banging on these whales this week! Woo! Woo! What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome to the BoyceCrypto Show. Thank you for spending your Sunday night here with me, getting ready for this upcoming week of massive crypto price action. I'm super stoked that each and every single one of you are here with me. Shout out to Wanda, shout out to April jumping on into the chat early. Let's dive on in with the bubbles, baby, the boobles. We got some big boobles here today. We got Binary X up 35.7%, up massively from 16 cents that it traded at just a month ago, and now currently sitting at a 10x 30 days later. We'll look into that project and we'll see what's going on. We got a mixture of red and green across the last 24 hours. What a massive week it has been. Shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. This has been a monumental week and we've been crushing it, everybody. Look at this. We took this short earlier, and you know, here on Blowfin we can kind of see where we get in when we get out, right? It's kind of nice. So you got this arrow. We got in down here earlier on the bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame over on our X, and we got out up here at the highest candle right here on the 5 minute time frame. Looks really good. We took 50% below the 5 minutes, speculating on a rejection of the 5 minute 200 SMA. We did get above and we said, hey, we are looking at a little bit of bearish divergence on the 1 and the 5, and we took all of our profit. We were looking at opening up a larger swing trade, and we may be doing that live on the stream as the Asian market comes to life to bring some volume into the space. I'm super excited to do that with you guys. Hopefully we can open up a live trade here. Look at this here. Over the past week, we've just been banging on them, baby, banging on them. 3% trade. This is a 1% trade. Not much right there. We had a 157% virtuals call. Shout out to everybody that took that with me in massive gains. We had a 16% short here on Bitcoin and a 9% long here earlier, both taken in the last 24 hours here in the virtuals trade. Has been alive over the past few days. It went from the 13th of March to the 16th of March, and baby, we are banging to the upside. Over here we can see, woo. Let's give you guys a little update here. Where are we? Here we are. Woo. All right, let's do this. I got to move myself around here on OBX. Let's get out of here. And we are looking at about $7,500 in this account, halfway to our goal, baby, of $10,000 in this account. I'm super hyped about that, and just sharing this journey with you guys is super awesome. Anything can happen here in trading. You guys can do whatever, you guys can make whatever goals you want, but doubling an account is a serious deal, and you can do it with $100. You can do it with $10. You can do it with $1,000. You can do it with 100 grand. You can do it with $1 million. It doesn't matter. What matters is that if you can double an account, I don't care if it's demo, I don't care if it's fake funds, I don't care. If you can double any trading account, if you could double a trading account, you can do this and you can change your life. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes dedication. It takes a lot of focus and mental energy, but I'm here to guide you guys through this process. I'm super hyped to be here with you guys. Thank you for being here. Hey, on X, if you guys aren't with me on X, BoyceCrypto102, I give out all my trades, all my moving stops, my take profits, when I'm in, when I'm out, what I'm thinking, my trade ideas, just different patterns that I'm seeing, whether I'm in a trade or not. I go all the way through the entire line, and we banged on them this week, baby. We absolutely banged on them this week, and in particular over the past 48 hours, we've just been absolutely wrecking these whales, baby. We're going whaling, baby. Bring me my harpoon. Bring me my harpoon. We're going whaling, baby. We're going whaling. Oh, my lady doesn't like whaling. She doesn't like that idea. Can you guys believe that? You don't want to go out and take down one of the biggest animals on earth. Woo! I'm kidding. I'm not going to kill a whale. Okay, here we go. We're going to start every day like we do over here on Bubbles and on to Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin. Currently, we are sitting at a pivotal area. A lot of the 200s are overlapping right here, like the 1 hour, the daily, and even the 15-minute time frame. They are all overlapping here. A dangerous spot to be in here for Bitcoin. But currently, we were unable to hold above. Check this out. We've been unable to hold above that daily 200. Very true. And that was just so painful to see. We got the candle body closed and we were like, bull, baby. And yesterday, the whales took it all from us. there have been some massive liquidations that have been happening here or not liquidation, but trade positions opening up. I saw a $300 million Bitcoin short open up at about 85,000, and the whales went for it, baby. The whales went for it in this run up. They went for it, and that guy added to his position. He added to his position about $5 million to his position, to his margin, kicked up his liquidation price to about 86K, and since then we've retraced. The whales tried again, this is where the whales tried. The whales tried to get up here, and they weren't able to do it. He would have gotten liquidated, but he added to his margin just before liquidation, and boom, baby, he's up here now. So we got a lot of liquidity to the upside. It has been absolute craziness in the market. The whales went for it, weren't able to. Is that an insider? We don't know. That's just speculation, right? We just got to look at the charts and what they're giving us. And right now, here we go. On this long we took earlier, why did we take a long earlier? Well, we did see that we were forming a massive bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. And once we got above that 1 minute 200 SMA on the 1 minute, it looked so juicy, baby. It looked so juicy, suggesting we're going to break this high before this low. That 1 hour bullish divergence does stay intact. This high up here at 85,000 is a key level. Look at these 200 SMAs. That's where the 2 hour 200 SMA lies. We break above the 2 hour. Everybody on this channel knows how the 200-day moving average dominoes works, baby. We come to the 3 hour and then the 4 hour. And because of the massive gap down that we've had on Bitcoin, these moving averages are so slow in the higher time frames, they won't violently move, right? They'll just slowly coast down. But because of how violently Bitcoin has moved, it takes a lot of precedence on these smaller time frames, so there's a lot of space in between them, allowing for massive gap ups in the near term, right? Massive gap ups to go and test the next one. So even if we came up here and tested the 2 hour, where's the 3 hour sit? So the 2 hour is currently sitting at about 85K, but we come up here at 3 hours sitting at 87.5, a $2,500 difference. And once you crack one, you close a candle above, you're likely to come and test the next one, right? That's just how these 200 MAs work. And we did crack the 1 hour, and look at this. Earlier, this happened to a T, right? Let's get this bullish divergence out of the way. Look what happened earlier. We broke the 1 hour 200 SMA. We broke the 1 hour 200 SMA. We came down here and we broke it again. We broke it to the upside. I don't know what caught it here, but we did break it to the upside. We got some buy pressure. We got it to the upside. Where'd we get stopped? We got stopped right here at the 2 hour 200 SMA. Right there, to the wick, baby. The 2 hour 200 SMA stood there like a Stonewall, like Stonewall Jackson, baby, in the Civil War. He stood there like I think they said, look at him, look at Stonewall Jackson. He's like a stone wall. He's not moving. He's got his musket out. He's got his men. He is not moving. Shout out to all my history buffs in here. I'm not really a history buff, but I do remember that story from my history teacher, Mr. Forkin. Shout out to you if you're watching. All right, but yes, that's what I'm seeing here. That 2 hour 200 SMA looking like a massive stone wall in our way here. We are getting a candle body closure above the 1 hour 200 SMA with that bullish divergence on the 1 hour. It looks really juicy here for a long. I'm gonna give this a little. I really want to give this a little time. To see how the Asian market kind of reacts as it opens, and it has been open for about an hour so far. I kind of want to give it another hour to see kind of how this plays out. We're coming up into a gap in the VRVP and a high volume node sitting here at about 83.3, just $100 above where we are. And I'm going to be looking at opening up a larger swing long play here. That's what I'm looking for, at least up to the 2 hour 200 SMA. Look, that's a $2,000 gap. $2,000 gap. I'll take advantage of that any day. And we're still here. This is what's giving me trouble right now. We are unable to successfully get above the daily 200 SMA. We haven't been able to do it yet. We did get that closure, and then yesterday we just got absolutely wrecked, right? Well, we didn't get wrecked on the BoyceCrypto channel, baby. We wrecked these whales this weekend. We absolutely took them to the cleaners. But yes, this was a candle body closure underneath the 200 MA, and we are still beneath it. The 200 MA currently sitting at about $84,000, $800 above where we are. So right now, I have to be cautious with any kind of long. I really want to speculate on us getting above here going in the New York Open on Monday, but this is we're at a crossroads. We keep closing candles above this below this daily 200. We're in trouble, and we're likely to come down to those zones that we talked about earlier in the week, where we were talking about a potential retracement all the way down to the 618-786 area between 72,000 and yes, 62,000. That's the area where these high volume nodes come in, and we all know when we start talking about high volume nodes how it works with the ball down the hill. We lost this one. There's our ball, and we came down the hill, right? And right here we are on the hill. Are we going to come up and get stopped at this next trough? It could definitely happen. There's our ball when it gets there, right? That can definitely happen. That can definitely happen. So we got to keep that possibility on our radar and zoom out on the macro time frames. We are creating a local downtrend. We are. It's just a reality. I'm not being overly bearish. I'm just being completely non-biased, right? Because that's what we have to do as traders. We made a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and we made a lower low. And is a lower high coming in here? This is also going to be an area of resistance as we're coming up. Not only the daily 200 SMA, but then right above the daily 200 SMA, if we're to get a lower high, it's likely to come in between the 618 and the 786, between 86.5 and 89.7. We do have that CME gap at 86,000, right? Remember that we formed the other week. So there is that. And not only that, but look at this, everybody. We closed. Where's Friday's close? Friday's candle close. We cannot forget, baby, that we did close here at about $84,000. We closed at $84,000 on Friday, which is a really good look because now we have a CME gap here at about 84,025 and at 86. These gaps love to get filled in Bitcoin's history. There's only been 2 of them, I believe, that have not been filled in Bitcoin's history. Every other one has gotten filled. With that being said, this one was the first one in over a year that didn't get filled in the next week, the next week filling that gap. So that was a little strange, right? But we do have these CME gaps that are here on the daily, so that does provide squeeze potential, and it looks very, very good. Now we're zooming on out here, and we are in an area that we have not been in for Bitcoin in a long time. Once we get above, as if you notice right here at this daily 200, this is our highest volume node right here at about 84.2. That's our highest volume node. We close candles above that. That's above the daily 200. We can definitely gap up very, very quickly to 86,000. That is a very true statement. Look at this gap right here. Yes, this is the bigger gap, but we have a gap here in the VRVP that says that we could potentially gap up here to about 86.2. It can happen. It can happen very, very quickly because not a lot. This was the area where not a lot of Bitcoin was traded here. That is very, very true. So we're looking at that. We're watching this death cross. We're at a crossroads, ladies and gentlemen. We are. I can't definitely say, hey, we're going to the moon, baby. We're going to the moon. If I knew we were going to 110K in the next 3 weeks, I would put my entire life savings in there, right? If I knew that. But we're traders. We have to understand where we sit right now and where the probabilities lie. And right now, getting above the 1 hour 200 SMA with this candle body closed in about 15 minutes, that will look very, very good for a squeeze up to the 2 hour 200 SMA, sitting all the way up here at about 85.2, $2,000 higher than where we are. And look at this. We're about to get above the high volume node, and we could squeeze very, very hard up into this range. So it's just something we want to keep in mind. That's my analysis for Bitcoin, baby. We are still in La La Land. We are in La La Land. Why do I say it's La La Land? Because this area hasn't been tested. We don't have a lot of price history and Bitcoin exchanging hands at these price levels. We don't. We have a lot of Bitcoin changing hands up here at 96.4 and a lot of Bitcoin changing hands down here at 67,000. But we hardly have any. If you stacked all these up, that would be equivalent to where where these high volume nodes are. Look at these. Like this area, absolutely no man's land. Not a lot of people exchange Bitcoin at these prices, right? Not a lot of people bought, not a lot of people sold. That's just the reality of this run-up that we had post-election here, or pre-election when Donald Trump was coming to office, right? So that's what we're looking at right now. Drop your comments in the chat, everybody. Let me know what you're looking at. Bitcoin, altcoins. What do you guys want to see tonight? And we are preparing for this upcoming week. We're going to be strategic and we're going to be smart, and we're not going to listen to any FUD. We're not going to be worried about, like, yes, there are macroeconomic events, and we're going to go over those. And what I believe is the most important event this week, but hey, we got to be planning for this week ahead. This is still a low volume time comparatively to when New York is going to open at 9:30 in the morning. So we're preparing for that, everybody. We're preparing for that. All right, diving on into the chat. Shout out to everyone. Wanda, April, myself. What's up, man? So how you doing? Lily, how you doing? Reviews, how you doing? Sin Nasty Kid, hey man, I haven't seen you in a couple days. I appreciate you dropping on into the chat. Thanks, man. Thank you. Hey, how you doing? Anything on Gari Network? Gari USD? Yeah, we'll dump into it. Disclosure Capital, absolutely. Merlin the Trader. We have a job for you. Hey, man. Hey, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it. J Crispy, what's going on, man? Hey, I really appreciate it. Thank you for everybody. Hey, and thank you Thank you for all the support everybody's been giving. We have over 1,000 subscribers on this channel now, tuning into the videos. Videos getting a lot more attention. We are growing, everybody, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys being some of my early supporters. I really, really appreciate you. And we have been absolutely banging on this market. It has been no joke. We have been absolutely crushing this market, so I appreciate each and every one of you being here each and every single day, especially those who are over with me on X, going along with my trades and kind of seeing for yourselves what we do on the back end. Whenever I'm not streaming, you can understand when and why I'm opening different kind of trades, my different ideas and everything. So follow me on over there if you guys aren't doing so already. It's just a good environment, and you can comment on any of the trades. That's a good idea. That's a horrible idea, BoyceCrypto. BoyceCrypto, are you seeing this as a community to help us collectively get the best probability? I miss things all the time. Oh, I didn't see that bearish divergence on the 15-minute. That's caution. Things like that. If I don't see that and somebody helps me, right, or somebody dives in and says, hey, are you catching this? And I'm like, no, I didn't. That's the community that I want to build, where we can back each other up and get the highest quality trades, the highest probability trades. That's what I'm here for. All right, everybody. All right, let's dive on in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Crystal, hey, Bitcoin maybe going to 69K. Absolutely. Hey, Sinasty Kim, man. Hey, family first, man. Family first. I totally understand. I just appreciate you being here, man. Thank you. And hey, I always bring you up, man. I appreciate you. You're one of my earliest supporters. I appreciate you. Coming from the PMG fam. Heck yeah. All right, 69K says Christoph. Yeah, hey, anything could happen. Hey, look at that. That does coincide with this high volume node down here. We fall off one high volume node, we could definitely roll up to the next. Is that going to happen? I wish I could say yes. I wish I could. Yeah, absolutely. I know where Bitcoin's going. If someone knew exactly where Bitcoin was going to go, you wouldn't hear all these conflicting things on X, on Twitter, on, in the news and everything. All this FUD. It's been absolutely crazy. And if you guys look at this, do we see candles like, look at this. Look at this area of price action right here on the daily and tell me that it looks like that any other point in time. It doesn't. Look at the size of these candles, these wicks. This has been a very, very tough trading environment. Regardless, we've been banging on it, but this has been a very, very tough trading environment because we're currently trading around one of the most contested areas in all of crypto, that daily 200 SMA. Very, very important that we reclaim this 200 SMA. I'm telling you guys, we got a death cross coming on the daily, the 21 crossing the 200. Now in traditional markets, it's the 50-day moving average crossing the 100. I think a death cross is when the 21 crosses the 200. That's when I notice substantial price action to the downside. The 50 and the 100 lag so much harder, right? And you can talk about it from a macro perspective, the 50 and the 100, but I like the 21. It moves a lot faster and gives me a lot more insight when it comes to an explosive price movement. If you're just looking at the 50 and 100, you're likely to move those because those moving averages are so glacially slow. They're so glacially slow. All right, diving on in. Hey, April, thank you for shouting that out. Taking off Monday and Tuesday for family stuff. Yes, and that's I can't be here on Monday and Tuesday. I have to go. It's an emergency. I have the fishing itch. I gotta go fishing, and I am going fishing, right? So on Monday and Tuesday, I will not be here on the live stream. I'll still be dropping a video on Monday, but I'll be back on Wednesday with you guys to watch the FOMC live during the day and our standard nightly live stream. And we're gonna be attacking that very, very hard. Jump in on X, guys. Jump in on X because I'm still gonna be trading during that time, potentially, right? If an opportunity presents itself, that's how you guys are gonna see what BoyceCrypto and the family are doing, baby. And the family are doing. I'll even post a picture of a fish if I catch a fish. I'm not very good at fishing, but we're gonna dive on in and try and get ourselves a juicy bass, baby, a juicy bass. All right, yeah, we're going away with a lady for some time. That's gonna be really, really good for us. Okay, you got it. Family first, everybody. Family first. Okay, diving on in. Hey, yes, Christoph. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance to fall as soon as possible. Otherwise, alts will die. Hey, yeah, we talked about the Bitcoin dominance, right? Let's dive on in that. Hey, let's dive on in. What do we got? We got the first one. We'll dive into Bitcoin dominance, but we're going to take care of Disclosure Capital. Thank you for being here, man. We want to talk about Gali, baby. Galileo Protocol, USDT, Leo, yeah, Gari, baby. Let's dive on in. Gari on Kraken. We have looked at this coin. I actually don't remember looking at this coin, but we definitely looked at it. We had to, right? We put these lines in the yeah. Here we go. All right. We did. This had to have been over a week. This was 2 weeks ago. Looking at Gari. All right, so we did form this daily bullish divergence, right, on Gary. And it did not work out, right? This is just showing you that bullish divergence doesn't always have to work out, right? It doesn't. But it can take some time to develop. Let's look at the 3-day. Let's look at the 3-day here. 2-day. Yeah. Okay, so let's zoom on out. Let's zoom on out. All right, so Gary, let's get the bigger picture here. Been on a macro downtrend ever since good night. This thing went on a rocket shot in 2023. You're currently trading below the daily 200. Let's get rid of some of our old work here. Let's do a analysis. Okay, so you're below the daily 200, and honestly, you haven't been at these prices. Have you ever? No. So you're currently in price discovery to the downside. That is a true statement, right? There's no denying that. With that being said, right, this is the area where you could catch some of the biggest gains, the biggest squeezes of your life. How do you know that? Well, look at this squeeze right here. This was a 69% daily candle, right? We just took advantage of Virtual's protocol on the daily bullish divergence, ripping for 30% plus on spot, and we took that on a 7x leverage position, everybody. We absolutely banged on that play. One of the biggest trades that this account has had, right? So let's see. We do still have, daily bullish divergence forming here. That is true. It's extended, but it's true. And, with the size of these candles, and I know nothing about this project. I know absolutely nothing about this project. But this daily bullish divergence does say, right, and this is, you could extend this here. You could just extend this, and you don't want to see this line crack, right? You do not want to see this line crack. The convergent line right here. The convergent line is just the trend line of the RSI, right? Zooming up right here. So we're coming down to test that. Okay, you have a daily bullish divergence suggesting that you're going to break this wick before you break this wick right here, down at 350 up to 370. You're going to break 730 before you break 350. That looks really good to me. Now the downside is, right, I can't use high volume nodes here. Why can't I use high volume nodes? Because there's no price history in this range, right? These volume profiles have only been formed through such a short amount of time. There's the most amount of Gary traded is up here at about 656, right? And I'm ignoring the decimal places. So 656 up here. This is where the maximum amount of Gary was traded. And being that it's an area where there's a wick, it tells me that a lot of it was sell pressure, and it sent the price back down to the depths, right? But this daily bullish divergence is saying that we can potentially get a squeeze to the upside. I can't be a bull on some of these projects until we get above the daily 200 SMA. I can't. That's just my signal of like, hey, are we in a bull market? Yes. Above the daily 200? Yes. Go time, baby. There is a giant gap here. If you somehow do manage to reclaim this 648 level, then you have a moonshot potential all the way up to about 1234. That looks good. That would have come up to testing this 200 MA. So yeah, you got that daily bullish divergence. If you did take a leverage play on this, right? Again, not financial advice, but if you did take a leverage play on this would be a high risk setup. Any of these setups right here on the altcoins, once altcoin season begins, everybody's gonna be so happy. They're gonna be so happy when they catch it. You could take this 10 times over. Why can you take this 10 times over? Because you win once, you go back to the highs, say we come back up here. That's a 654. You could take this six times, lose 5 of them and still be in profit, right? So that's the beauty of taking these high risk reward trades. Hey, you think Gary's going up to the high and you're speculating on a small position down here? You could take some massive long shots here at like 23-1 going up to the highs. Look at these wicks. And this is crazy because back in 2023, this happened in a couple of days. Look, from this swing low to the high, you had 10 days where Gary ran for 448%. These things can happen in crypto, everybody. These things can happen. And I promise you, zooming in here, does this not look like where we are right now? Does this not look like where we are right now? That's the squeeze potential. Even these wicks, like, you got to think that this was once an entirely solid green candle during that day. You could get immaculate squeeze potential because there's a lot of people shorting this asset. There has to be a lot of people shorting this asset. You have shorts that are open from all these wicks, guaranteed. You have shorts. You got shorts. You have immaculate squeeze potential to the upside. No, it's crazy all being green lines, right? But yes, you have immaculate squeeze potential to the upside. That's what I'm seeing for Gary. I'm not going to touch him. It's just on price discovery to the downside. And to me, it's really hard to back that. I hope it goes well for you, man. But that's what I'm seeing for Gary. You really need to see some rounding here. You want to see some rounding, maybe like kind of like an slanted out of an even. I don't know. You got to get above this high volume node here at about 634. Very imperative. narrative for you here in the near term off of that daily divergence. You do have the stochastics a little overcooked right now. Let's zoom on into the smaller time frames really quickly. So you want to start playing 200 MA dominoes, right? You're currently above the 1 hour, right? So it's likely you're going to come to the 2. You could break the 2, you come up to the 3, you break the 3, you come up to the 4, right? And the 4 hour is where you got rejected off of this massive wick the other day, right? Shout out to all the ladies in the house that like those big wicks, baby. And you too, Nasty Kid, man. I don't forget you. But no, I'm just joking. But yeah, that 4 hour 200 SMA is serving as resistance. Look how it served as resistance once. You know, you could argue, hey, you came up pretty close 3 times. This 4 hour 200 SMA is pivotal. You have not been above it since you've been, the last time you were above it, was 66% higher from here. A move back to that level, right, on a break of a 200 MA is still a 217% move. Just something you want to keep in mind. But that's what I'm seeing for Gary. All right, diving on in. Let's dive on into the chat. Thank you for everybody for being here. Crispy, what's up? Merlin Trader, Yep, Christoph, Bitcoin going to 69K. It's definitely on the table. It's definitely a possibility. Let's dive in. Woo. Bitcoin dominance for Christoph. Absolutely. And we'll get into Radium for PMG Corey. Hey, thank you for diving on in. I know I was receiving some flame when Solana was getting absolutely annihilated. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance here. Bitcoin dominance, baby. We're going to get into all of your chats. I appreciate you guys lighting up the chat. I appreciate that. We've been talking about Bitcoin dominance every single day on the channel, and I will scream it till I'm blue in the face, baby. This is the top. If we're not there, we're very close. Why? Well, I've been looking at this. I've been stalking this inverse cup and handle, baby. I've been stalking it. All right. Let's see, like, I'm stalking it harder than some of those guys do to the ladies in that My Favorite Murder podcast. If you guys have never listened to that, they usually follow the ladies around for a while, learn about them and everything, and then, and then that's when they kill them. I've been stalking this, baby, not correlated. I've been stalking this, baby, this inverse cup and handle pattern. Why does it look so beautiful? Because from the swing high to the swing low, we are coming up to a known area of retracement, that bearish 618-786. I don't see anybody else talking about this, and it's driving me nuts. This 618-786 golden pocket, we are currently sitting in it right now. We did have a shooting star pattern, a shooting star candle up in here is telling me that there's sell pressure in here in terms of Bitcoin dominance, which looks really good. Okay, so we got the inverse cup and handle. We got the bearish 618-786. Let's zoom on in here, baby. Let's zoom on in here again on the weekly. We're gonna hit this a little faster than normal just because we've been over this over and over again. Bitcoin dominance, baby. We got the swing high, a higher high formed in price with a lower high formed on the weekly RSI. That's bearish divergence, suggesting that you're going to break this low before you break this high. Super important to keep on your radar. I get that we've had 2 weeks pushing, but the weekly bearish divergence is telling us we're going to break this low, which was our mini alt season back in November, before we break this high. If that happens, that sets up for the breakout of the cup and handle down to test the weekly 200 MA. This would break if this weekly bearish divergence did play out. That would break the daily 200 SMA, and that would be bull season for altcoin, baby. And look at this monumental uptrend that we formed over the past 2 years. Let's get the VRVP out. This is also in confluence. So we have the inverse cup and handle. We have a 618-786 bearish retracement. We have a major thigh gap here in the VRVP. Look at that thigh gap, ladies and gentlemen. We know what the thigh gap is, but the lady had a thigh gap like this. She could stand on her hands, and it would be a field goal post that you could kick a truck through, baby. Woo! Yes. So we get this ball, right? We have a ball. We get the ball right here. We're likely to roll to the next trough. And we roll off this trough. That's your big alt season. I am standing by my thesis here. Standing by my thesis, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, right? This cup and handle, right? The cup and the handle. You get a breakout of this handle, and you can have an alt season like you've never seen before, down to 22, 23, 29% dominance. For Bitcoin dominance, this would be the alt season that nobody's expecting. I'm telling you, and in crypto, it happens all the time. Inverse cup and handle, or inverted cup and handle, bearish. 618-786 retracement, an area where this asset is all assets are known to retrace from. We do have a target down to, with Bitcoin being bigger than ever. This could be one of the biggest alt seasons ever, and a giant gap in the VRVP. And daily bullish divergence, or bearish divergence, we also have it on the daily. If we zoom on in here on the daily, we do have it on the daily. Man, this is driving me entrepreneur, right? Weekly bullish divergence, let's clear this up here. Or weekly bearish divergence. Daily bearish divergence. What more can we want? Well, I actually don't see anything more bearish than Bitcoin dominance right now. That's just my thesis, and that's what I'm seeing. I see this as the topping point for Bitcoin dominance. And sure, yeah, we could go up to the 786 and test it. I'm not saying it's for sure. Anything could happen in trading. But I sure as heck wouldn't long this. If you long this with all those indicators screaming in your face on the biggest time frames we have here in crypto, we haven't learned anything on this channel. We haven't. That's how we trade on the lower time frames. Why would we not trade it like that on the higher time frames, which I believe have the biggest precedence? That's why I'm averaging in the altcoins here. I have to, because I see this as being the bottom for altcoins. Speaking of altcoins, real quick detour, I did draw this box the other day on the stream. I put this as the box of remembrance. I said, hey, look at this daily bullish divergence on the altcoins. We're about to get the bounce. We got the bounce, came up, tested the daily 200 SMA. This box of remembrance will stay on this chart as the time that BoyceCrypto and the BoyceCrypto crew, the BoyceCrypto family, we're averaging in the altcoins right here. And you know when we're going to look at this box? When we're up here. When we're up here, baby, when we're in the several trillion, maybe $2-3 trillion after all season, we're going to zoom in on this tiny little box because it's going to look like this down here. It's going to look like this. And we're going to be like, wow, we got in at the box of remembrance. Why do we call it the box of remembrance? Because we need to remember. We need to remember this box is not moving. It's staying right here off of this daily bullish divergence. Speaking of how powerful daily bullish divergence is, this box will be here. When there's been so much bearishness in the space, I don't care. If this drops to the downside, everybody could comment, everybody could light up the chat. Oh, BoyceCrypto was wrong. It was horrible. What in the world? That was a nightmare. What in the world? What, he had the box of remembrance, and then this will stay here forever. This is staying here forever. Right? The box of remembrance will stay here forever. And when we're down here, be like, look at that box of remembrance, BoyceCrypto. Remember when you were calling the bottom right there, BoyceCrypto? I'll take that. I'll take that, baby. I'll take that. And I have a little space here just in case we got to the 786. I did put that, right? So I'm not saying that this is the bottom, but I think it's very, very likely. And if we drop lower, I think it's going to be on a very quick wick, something like this, right? But that box of remembrance, BoyceCrypto is holding it, baby. Anybody else drawing boxes on their chart saying that they're not going to move it and that this is where the bottom is? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. We will remember this time. We will remember this time. The early supporters of BoyceCrypto jumping on in at the juiciest altcoin prices. All right, diving on in. Hey, thank you, everybody, for lighting up the chat. I saw radium, baby. Radium, red. I saw red. Let's see what we got in order here. In order. Wow, dyslexia really gets me sometimes. All right, shout out to all my dyslexic friends. All right, not saying that any of you are dyslexic, but man, reading is tough. All right, look at the Bitcoin dominance. We looked at Bitcoin dominance. Big fisherman, sin nasty kid. Yeah, man. Video on what I catch. I'll see what I can do, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the top 20 butthole coins in the portfolio. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. But hey, listen, we got to remember that when alt season starts, it happens very fast and it catches everybody off guard. It really does. It really does. If you really believe in a project and you're holding it long term, my advice, right? And it's not financial advice. It's just don't look. I've taken a hit too, man, on my altcoins, on my altcoin portfolio. Up here, if I knew this was going to be the top, I would have gotten out, right, of my spot. I would have gotten out of my spot and I would have gotten back in down in here in our box of remembrance, but I didn't, right? I'm just holding because I know these projects. I have very high faith in these projects are going to retest their highs. That's just where I'm thinking, man. That's just what I'm thinking. We also got to think with this chart, it's important to remember all the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, XRP. It is true. XRP has such a heavy weighting on this chart because there's about an additional $100 billion in XRP that was not there when this, back in this area, an additional $100 billion. So you could argue that without XRP, we'd be back here right before the election, right? 100 billion down here at 700. Yeah, we'd be pretty close because that's the only altcoin that's been, XRP, HBAR, XLM, Flare, a lot of the, real speculative Mantra DAO, things like that. They have a heavy weighting on this chart. So when, those coins aren't down as much, but your coin's down more than 34% is because of how much weight that those assets are holding in this total three. The biggest asset in this chart that affects this chart is XRP and Tether. It is true. It is true. And then it scales down based on the market cap of your coin. It's very, very true. Just because of the amount of market cap that it holds. Because XRP currently holds about you'd say 20% of this entire chart, right? Very, very important. Very, very important. All right, diving on in. Yeah, I saw red, baby. Red. Yeah, we'll dive on into that. PMG Corey, what's going on, man? Hey, appreciate you being here. Yeah, we'll look at Radium. We will. Let's look at Red. Red, I did see this as one of the biggest boobles. Everybody, shout out to all the guys in here that like the big boobles, right? We got Red, new on Coinbase. Red, let's see what has the most data. Probably not Coinbase. Yeah, I highly doubt it. All right, let's look at this on the smaller time frames. This may have been on Dex Screener, right? This may have been on Dex Screener. There may have been, prior price action. Let's see if we could get something. Where's Red been on the most? Binance. Yeah, here we go. Binance. We do have a history here. Okay, more history. Good. I'm going to ignore all that. All right. Red, after getting, it did get a little bit of a sell-off. I don't know when the Coinbase listing happened, just a couple days ago. Yeah, when did the Coinbase happen? Yeah, Coinbase listing, and you got that pump, right, from the new exchange listing. Got it. Track it. Okay, so here we are on the 4-hour. You got to keep in mind with these assets, we don't even have the VRVP is going to be light just because of how new this asset is, right? We don't have true data. If this asset was like 2 months, 3 months old, we'd have a lot more data to go on, right? So these candles are going to be a lot more flimsy than, look at this candle. This was insane. What is this? Oh my gosh, a 56% 2-hour candle. And then rip back down. That's pretty wild. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, I am liking this formation here. I am liking that. This to me is telling me cup. This is telling me cup, baby. This is telling me that this is likely going to be a cup. If you're speculating on a long here, after the break of this low right here, I would have to speculate on some kind of retracement, right? You had a massive pump since the exchange listing. When the exchange listing happens, people do set sell orders up here. They do, right? So whenever an exchange listing happens, a random one out of absolutely nowhere, whenever this asset's pumping and new people on that exchange are getting in, people are taking profits here at the highs, right? And that's very true. But with that being said, once all this new hype settles out for Coinbase and whatever other exchanges it's going to get listed on, if it gets listed on another exchange, likely you're going to get another pump. And I don't know what happened here. If you got it might have been Kraken. You get an exchange listing and then a dump down. That may have been the Kraken release. Not 100% sure. I don't know anything about this asset. I'll be the first to tell you guys this. But however, let's dive on in and see what we can see. So I do see this inverse, or this cup and handle potentially forming. So where would I speculate on getting into a long on Red? And again, this is with no knowledge of the I have no idea what this thing does. No idea. I could dive on it. I think I am going to dive on into it. I want to see what this asset's all about, because I did see it as one of the biggest winners on bubbles the other day. I just wanted to see when everything else is kind of struggling. I do want to see what Red does have to offer this ecosystem. Oh, I got this cold brew oh my gosh, we're doing the monster today. We got the cold brew. And you guys know when you have, I don't know if you guys feel this, but you ever have that first sip of alcohol, right? And you have that first sip of alcohol, it's like your Bud Light or whatever you guys drink. You have that first sip and you're like, ow! Right? Yeah, that you're at the Mexican shop and you have that first shot of tequila and right? And your body feels like Fun Dip. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel whenever I'm drinking cold brew. I'll tell you what, this stuff runs through you like nothing else. All right, here we go. It would match well with the stream pants, right? The poop pants. You know what's the oh, my armrest fell off my chair. Okay, here we go. Diving on into Red here. We are getting a retracement here, looking very, very likely here for Red. Where is the next higher low, right? You made a higher high, higher low, higher high. Where's the next higher low likely to come in? It's likely to come in this golden pocket range between the 618 and the 786. This range down here. A beautiful retracement for Red here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. A beautiful retracement for Red here in the 618, 786 area, right? That would be my trade idea for Red out of this cup. And you have the handle here back down, and this would match up well with a previous resistance support flip if you did get it at the 618 right here. I really like that. I'm gonna set a little bit of an alert. Rooney, can you set alerts here on Red? Yeah, I'm gonna set an alert here at the 618 for Red. How do you set an alert on TradingView? Just come on over here to the side, right, and hover over this little plus button. Hit the plus button. You can add alert at Red whenever, and it will get this little tiny arrow here, and it will let me know. I'll get an amazing alarm on my computer that will wake me up in my sleep, thinking that someone's breaking into my home, and it'll really just be TradingView going off. That's what I'm looking at for Red. I want to know what happens at the 618. I want to potentially get into a long trade here on Red, especially a speculative new asset that has the potential to squeeze like that. I'll take some leverage plays on it, baby, if it is available on leverage. I don't even know if it is. Red perpetuals. Red, baby, perpetual contract here on Binance. Yeah, you can trade this on leverage. So that's what I'm going to be looking at here. That's what I'm going to be looking at for Red. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at on red, baby. I'm looking for a golden pocket retrace on here. That, to me, is the most likely area for a bounce. If you don't get that, you're looking to come back and test the lows, and then you go on, price discovery to the downside. And that's all we want to see for red. Again, I know nothing about the project. You did have a little bit of bearish divergence here, which is why we are retracing. Okay, we see that swing down on the RSI while we have the swing across on price action, baby. So I'm looking at the 618786 area for this this bounce on red. So trade ideas, right? You can take a long at the 618. That's okay. If you're taking a long at the 618, you're speculating on a bounce right there and then. You do have the potential to come down and touch the 786. So whenever I do any kind of long on a 618, I usually put my stop where? Right beneath the 786, right? And then you could ride this longer term to the upside. That's how I trade the 618, 786s, right? For good risk reward ratios. Now, if I'm going higher leverage, if I'm like, hey, we're going to bounce at the 786, I'll come down to the 786 real tight and take a higher leverage using less capital, right, to ride this thing to the upside on a much greater risk to reward. The 786 is a lot more conservative, right? So if you're a more conservative trader, you want to wait for that 786. If you're like, oh, gun to the wall, let's go, we're going to get that 618 bounce, baby, it's okay to take a long there, but you definitely want to use that golden pocket as protection. We're always using shields on our longs here on this channel. We want to have things protecting us from downside price action, right? Areas of that have historically served as support, right? Or likely bounce zones in that zones, the likely bounce zones in that golden pocket presents an immaculate bounce zone for this asset. If you don't bounce at the golden pocket, you're coming down to test the lows, and then I probably wouldn't look at this for a little bit because the double bottom is going to take a little bit of time to form out. Very, very unlikely that you're just going to come down here and bounce to the moon, right? It'll take some time, and it could roll over, and it may take to the end of March to make that double bottom. But if you're going to get a bounce, it's likely going to come in at the 618, 786 area. Thank you for dropping red in the chat. I greatly appreciate you guys. Yeah, new coin. I'm going to do a little bit of research on it and see what I think of the project. I really, really like that. Thank you for jumping on in. BMG Corey, what's going on, man? Thank you for dropping on into the chat. Let's dive into Radium. Radium, a hot project that was released. Wow, it wasn't that long ago. This is like the newest. Like you had, Ethereum, Solana, Radium, baby. Where are we looking at? On the perpetuals, Radium, perpetuals contract, Binance. Keeping it smooth across the board. This thing took a massive beatdown, right? Ever since these meme coins came out, man, Radium just been struggling. Same thing with Solana, right? This chart looks so similar to Solana, it's ridiculous. Okay, Radium on the daily. Look at this, baby. Trading. This was at the end of January. 2 months ago, you were at $8.70 for Radium, taking an absolute beatdown. Do not get discouraged, everybody. There will be bounces on assets like this, especially if they're strong projects. And look what I'm seeing here. Look, everybody's going to be afraid. Oh, there's going to be a lot of people that get afraid. Shout out to Fiji water. You guys know this stuff comes from a volcano? This comes from the volcano, baby. All right, yeah. So, yeah, we got to keep that UV level moist while we're talking about Radium. Or any asset. Yes, so there's going to be a lot of fear in this asset. There will be. Like, there's a lot of fear in Solana right now. Like, there's a lot of fear in Ethereum. If Bitcoin dominance tops out, the things that have been beaten down the most are going to be the things that pump the most violently. It is true. It is true. We go over that every day on Bubbles. Every day we come in here in the bubbles and we say, hey, where's our biggest red bubble? Oh, that was the biggest green bubble yesterday. Or where's our biggest, our red bubble today, Caspa. Our biggest red bubble today was what yesterday? One of our biggest, green bubbles. It's true. It just happens, right? That's the reality. You can do the same thing on the weekly, right? If we get a pump on altcoins, it's likely that the alts in the red here are going to change places with the alts in the green because it's unlikely that these alts in the green are going to pump double what they did a week over week when a lot of the other alts are struggling, right? That's just how the market shifts money back and forth, and that's how the total moves together. And it's not like everything's going to get equal love. That is very, very true, but true. You guys hear that? Yeah, it's not like that's always going to be true, but you could see this over and over. We talked about Pi. Pi just seems to go from the biggest red to the biggest green, the biggest red to the biggest green. That's why we can't chase green candles on the chart. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at for Radium, baby? Radium. All right, here's what we're looking at for Radium. We're looking for a reversal. Why? Because we've dumped, baby. We've dumped. You are trading at a massive, and you can trade this on leverage, baby. This may be one of the hottest play. I'm telling you, Radium's a strong project. This may be one of the hottest play. It really may. You're down 82%, right, from the highs. It is what it is, right? But whenever you're down 82%, what happens when you get back to the high? That's a 432% move, right? You would 4x your money on spot. that's starting to present some beautiful, beautiful leveraged opportunities, everybody, if you are a leverage trader. Why? Because what people do on Forex, if you Forex your money, you take out a 10x leverage position and you what? You don't Forex, you 40x your investment, right? So that's why leverage trading is so cool, man. It's so cool. Dangerous, but cool. Dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Be very careful. I highly recommend using a demo account before you ever touch a leverage trade with real money. Very true. Okay, here we go. Diving on in. I am seeing like a lot of the altcoins are showing varying strengths of daily bullish divergence. So we do have a swing up here. We are making higher lows here on the RSI indicator while we are making lower lows here on price. So although we've hugged this level, oh my gosh, we hugged it. We did not go below that wick from this low right here on the RSI indicator. This is telling me, and this sets up a juicy opportunity, right? It really does. This is telling me that Radium likely to break this high, yes, before this low. It can happen, and it'll happen fast. How do I know it'll happen fast? Look at the size of these daily candles, right? To the downside. Whenever you get a squeeze from Radium for the upside, you're looking at 31% in a day, baby. And look at this. We're trading above the gap in the VRVP. I'm gonna take a nibble. I'm taking a nibble, baby. This looks good to me. I have to. Why? Because I see the risk reward on this trade being absolutely immaculate, right? Being absolutely immaculate. Currently not in a trade, but I'm going to take this. I'm taking it on the daily. I'm taking the beat down for Radium, baby. I'm going to take it. We just did this on virtuals and made one of the biggest plays. Where's our position history? One of the biggest plays on the account, up 157% on our investment in 3 days. In 3 days, right? We made a giant 157% gain on virtuals, and it was the same exact copy paste, same exact setup as we're seeing right now on Radium. I'm putting this on your radar, right? I have to put this on your radar because these are some of the juiciest setups that you could get in the game when everybody's scared, right? When everybody is terrified, and this thing rocketed, right? We took this off the daily bullish divergence, and we went on a moonshot. We got in at like 58 cents, and we did just get out of this trade. I could look at it here, but look at that, a 25% run for virtuals, which has been massively beaten down since the high. Look at this. Does that not look exactly like Radium? It looks good to me here. It looks good to me. Radium, baby, Radium. Let's go into the positions here. Let's dive in. I'll do a nibble. BMG Corey, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We're at 162 right now. And that wick, where's that wick at? I'm going to put the stop below the wick. Why? Because the daily divergence says we're going to get this squeeze, baby. This squeeze is going to be immaculate. This is a potential, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but a potential 88% squeeze coming for Radium, and it will likely happen if Bitcoin dominance takes a run to the downside, right? Off of that inverse cup and handle, bearish 618786 with a giant thigh gap in the VRVP, baby, to the downside for Bitcoin dominance, Radium will respawn. And that is the basis off of taking this trade in front of you today, baby, in front of you today. So we are going to target, not financial advice. Listen, do your own due diligence when you're trading, and I am trading on leverage. Use a demo account if you don't know what you're doing, right? If you guys don't know what I'm doing and you're confused about how I'm even setting up a trade, ask the questions in the chat. I'd be happy to walk through those things with you guys. So we're gonna open up our take profit and stop loss here. We're gonna go 20x, a little much for me, right? We're gonna go altcoin 5x, right? 5x, baby. 5x, you know what? We'll go 6x. 6x, baby. 6x. I like 6x. 5x. I have to stick with it. 5, baby. Nice, clean, even number. Okay, here we go. Stop loss. Stop loss is going to be beneath this wick at 145.43. So we're going to make that 145 even. Nice, pretty number, right? 145 even. And yes, we are going to target all the way up here to this wick right here at 303. Oh, that's crazy, BoyceCrypto. That's crazy. That'll never happen. There's no way Radium could make a squeeze like that. Watch it happen, everybody. Here we go. Radium. This is how you make some juicy profits here. We'll do this is a 9-to-1 risk reward ratio based off of where Radium currently sits. And it could get me. I'm not gonna lie. There it is, everybody. We're in there. Like what, everybody? We're in there like swimwear, baby. in there like swimwear, deep in there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. That sounded really weird saying that out loud. We got a trade here, and scale it to whatever you want. We're going based off of good risk reward, good risk management, super important. Use less than 2% of your account whenever you're taking any of your trades, preferably 1%. I'm going a little more than 1% here. We're going 100 for 888, 108. For 888, baby. That's what we're looking at for Radium. I'm in there, baby. I'm in there. The only trade we have active right now, and we're going to let that cook. We're going to let that cook, baby. We're going to let that cook off the reversal call for Radium at the bottom on the daily bullish divergence with the stochastics pointing up in the upward direction, looking to get in that overbought region. Let's see if we can get pinned there. And you know what? Let's see if we can take advantage of this giant gap, which we are approaching in the VRVP. We are at the last point before we start rolling off that hill. You come up here for Radium on a 5x, that'll double our investment right there off the get-go. So that's what I'm looking at for Radium. A 25% squeeze coming in the coming days for Radium, baby. That's what I'm looking at. Hey, thank you, PMG Corey, for bringing that to our attention. It's one of the better setups I'm looking at right now. I'm looking for the squeeze potential for Radium right now. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, diving on into the chat. That's my analysis for Radium. Hey, look, on the macro, doesn't look the best on the weekly. If anybody look at this on the weekly, but how many people besides rug pulls have seen things that have gone up and came completely straight? Like, what happened? What are we going to go in the negatives here and just keep going straight down? Yeah, that's not likely, right? So that's what I'm looking at for the daily bullish divergence to play out here for Radium, baby, for Radium. I'm in there, everybody. I'm in there right now. We're 1% down. It is what it is. But hey, look, we got our stop loss here for a reason. Looking to take advantage of that squeeze to the upside. Use good risk management, and this is the trade that I just entered. Hey, we're in there like swimwear. Okay, everybody, diving on into the chat. Thank you for sticking with me through that. That's how I set up my trades, and that's the basis behind that trade. I'll post that on X afterwards. All right, you're short on Radium. Hey, man, good. Hey, if it works out for you, it works out for you. I gotta take, and I don't know where you're short from. If you're short from $8, man, you could hold that to whatever. You could hold that to whenever. Yeah, it is what it is. That's just my trading strategy, man. If we get a strong, I can't look at daily bullish divergence in the. I can't do it. I can't look at daily bullish divergence. I can't look at daily bullish divergence in the space with a gap in the VRVP that big, and ignore it. I can't do it. I have a deep enough stop. It's at about $1.45. Let's see if we get that squeeze for Radium. And hey, we'll see who wins out. BMG Corey, I'm not competing with you, man. But I'm using good risk management. I don't know where you're short from, but baby, if you get that dip to the downside, shout out to you. Hey, short in Radium. I mean, I don't know where it's from. The scream, April. Yeah. Hey, but shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Hey, thank you for dropping that in the chat. I had to go long, man. I had to go. It just looks good to me. It looks good to me on the daily bullish divergence. Now, from a short perspective, let's go in here, man. From a short perspective, what do you want to see here? Okay, so I don't know the basis you go short. I don't know, and I don't know what your trading strategy is. I have no idea, man. But on Radium, I'm looking at, so we do have this trend line kind of forming right here. This is what I'm looking at. Now, you could perceive this as like a bear flag, right? If you flip this upside down, or a bull flag, right? Which inverted, which would be a bear flag, right? If you flip it back upside down. And this breaks to the downside, yeah, you can milk on the short. Look, the reason I'm long on Radium is because I know the risk of us taking a squeeze. All I'm looking for is something like this. This is what I'm looking for, man. After a massive beatdown, which we've had twice, right? A massive beatdown, I'm looking for something like this. And look what happened the last time we had, this was bullish divergence here on the 4 hour. Look what happened the last time you had bullish divergence here on the 4 hour, right? Even after you've dumped massively. But you have bullish divergence here on the 4 hour, a swing down in price. This is what I'm looking for. With a swing up in price action. That's on the 4 hour, right? It's saying that you're going to break this high before you break this low right here. And you got that. That's all I'm looking for on the daily. The same thing, but on the daily. You had that shoulder, head, right shoulder kind of form out, and boom, to the upside. I'll take profit up here, and maybe you nuke to the depths from there, man. Maybe you nuke to the depths from there. I don't know, but I'm taking the probability here on Radium to the upside. This gap in the VRVP is severe, man. I don't know if you're short from wherever, but if Bitcoin dominance does start to topple out, I just be careful, man. I just be careful, and I lose trades all the time. I lose trades. I'll be the first one to tell you guys, I lose trades. Everyone loses trades. I don't care I'm a 99% win rate trader. That does not exist. If they were a 99% win rate trader, they would be on Wall Street doing their stuff. Like those don't exist. They don't exist, right? That's why we take good risk to reward. How many of these trades do I need to win to be profitable? On a 1 to 8 trade, I need to win 2. I need to win 2 of them to be insanely profitable, right? If I won 2 of these trades, I would be so happy. If I won 3 of these trades, I would be screaming. If I won 4 of these trades, my heart might stop because I'd be so pumped that I won 4 8-to-1 trades, but I'm going to take the odds here. I'm going to take the odds. That's what I'm looking at for Radium, baby. That's what I'm looking at for Radium. Thank you for dropping that in the chat, man. Thank you. It's just crazy. We what do you say? You cross swords? I don't know if that's what the guys say. We cross swords, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, chills. Let's go on chills. Yeah, we'll dive into that for you, Christoph. Thank you. Carol, welcome. What's going on? I appreciate you. Metadrip. We'll dive into Metadrip for Sid Nasty Kids. So we got chills and Metadrip coming your way. Chills, baby. Chills, man. Chill, man. Chill. Chills on Tether on Binance. Never heard of this coin. It's pretty old too. Hey, I mean, not old, but it has some price history. Cool. Oh my gosh, this has been around for a while. Okay, here we go on chills. Okay, so yeah, what in the world? Look at that, Brian. Look at that giant green dildo. Oh my gosh. A 30x in like a month? That is crazy for chills. I know nothing about this project. I have no idea. I don't know if it's a meme coin. I don't know if it has utility. I don't even know if it's in the top 1,000. Is it? You can type in whatever asset you want. Chills, 121. Chills, okay. Let's dive on in, man. I'd be happy to look at it for you. Let's do it. Chills, baby. Ticker CHZ. Chiz. Okay, chills, baby. Chills. Okay. Here's what I'm looking at for chills. You did have that cup and handle starting to form. But now, like a lot of the other altcoins, you're coming down and you got a double bottom here off the wick. If you do want to take that wick, you are in a double bottom scenario, right? This could definitely turn into a W, and you do have a massive, this is why I'm so hyped up about the altcoins here. I can't look at this in the face and say, hey, we're going lower. I can't say that. Because look at this, you have strong daily bullish divergence. You have equal lows here forming on the RSI, right? While you have a lower lows forming in price. That's screaming to me that a rebound's about to happen. So, this says that you're going to break this high here at 66.78, right? And I'm ignoring the decibels. Before you break 38 cents, 38 or 3 pennies and 8 cents. That's why I said 38.96, right? So that's what I'm looking at here for chills. That daily bullish divergence to the upside. Almost all of your altcoins, everybody, are looking just like this. You have a falling wedge. Falling wedges break out 60% of the time from the base. Hey, like this has squeezed potential. It has squeezed potential, and then before you know it, we're back up at a daily 200 MA for some of these assets, and everyone flip. This is the start. This is the start of alt season. Oh my gosh, we're start. But we're not looking to get in up here. This is where you need to start speculating on these assets, right? When you have your first sign of strength since this entire dump. Right? You did have some reactions off of daily bullish divergence right here. You had daily bullish divergence, right? You got some reaction candles, and that's all we're looking to take advantage. I'm not saying this is going to the moon. I have no idea. I don't even know what this asset is, but the charts are telling me we are due for a big move here to the upside out of this falling wedge. That's what I'm looking at here for chills, baby, for chills. Shay, shout out to you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We have daily bullish divergence on chills in a falling wedge looking to break up to the upside. We are below the daily 200 MA, and you also have this area. Let's see here. You have this area that did serve as resistance, or support. So these areas, since they have served as support before, you have to acknowledge these as resistance zones. But the daily bullish divergence is suggesting that we can come up and at least test those levels. And you know, that doesn't look like very far, but hey, look here. This is still a substantial move for chills. You're looking at a 10% move, a 9% move up to test that support resistance flip. You can get above that. You're likely to gap through this VRVP up to the next one. And that's an even more substantial move from where we currently sit. So that's what I'm looking at for chills. That's a 20% move, a 5x leverage. That'll double your money right there. So that's what I'm looking at. Not financial advice again, but all these trade ideas are going to be really similar. If you guys think that these daily bullish divergences are going to work out, there's nothing wrong with placing a small long here. And this is not financial advice. There's nothing wrong with taking a small long here, putting a stop below the wick and riding it up to the target of some of these daily bullish divergences. Some of the risk rewards here are incredible. This one being 3-1, you only need to win 1 out of 3 trades to be profitable. You win 1, that'd be a massive move to the upside, right? And a great boost to your account. That's what I'm looking at out of these daily bullish divergences. All right, diving on in, Sin Nasty Kid wants to see meta drip, baby. Meta drip. That's my analysis for chills. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Didn't even know that was an asset, man. I've never seen that asset before. Currently ranked 121 on Crypto Bubbles. I don't know anything about the project, but baby, it is looking good. It's looking good at that daily bullish divergence. Woo! My uvula was going like this, guys. It was going like this. All right. Waldeck Screener decides to load here out of this Comcast internet. Drop your comments in the section below. Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you. You're short 154ish. All right, okay, yeah, that's below. That's above my stop, man. If you're done with your short at 154, that's good. Hey, you know what happens when he closes his short? Who can tell me in the chat what happens when somebody closes their short? What does that do? What does that do to the price? Or what does that do for an asset? All right, meta drip, baby. That volcanic Fiji water. So good. Volcanic-y. All right. Diving on into meta drip here. Something that was brought to our attention, I believe, it was Sin Nasty Kid. I'm pretty sure, right? It's either Sin Nasty Kid or so. Can't really remember. All right. Here we go. So here we go. We still got our old charteroonies here from earlier. Okay. So we were speculating, right? We did form this. What were we looking at? We're looking at the bounce off the 786. We did get that bounce off the 786. We got that reaction to the upside. Let's clear this out of the way. And then we drew the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Just speculating, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I don't even know if this was formed out yet. But there's no way it was. I don't remember when we looked at MetaDrip last, but it was a couple days, right? It was a couple days. It may have been here. We may have get the right shoulder down to the 618, 786 area. And where did we go? We go right to that golden. We went right to that golden pocket, right? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. We got that move to the upside, but since retraced. And now you're looking at, hey, you can redraw this fib from the swing high, from the prior swing high. So here we go. Let's get rid of all our work here. Don't want it to look sloppy. You don't want it to look sloppy, everybody. You want it to look nice and beautiful. Nice and beautiful. Like my lady. What's up, girl? How you doing if you're watching? All right. So here we go. From swing low to swing high, we're going to redraw this again. You're bouncing off the 618, 786 area. You're still bouncing off that golden bar. It looks good. It looks good. It really does. You know, this may just be some consolidation. It's hard to call here from MetaDrip. What I don't like is the potential of this. What I don't like is the potential of this to be some kind of bear flag here. You know, I don't like that. And again, very new, right? Charting's difficult on these assets. That, you know, that doesn't look pretty to me at all. But that doesn't look pretty to me at all. Scratch that idea. But, you know, I didn't look at this before the stream, so it's, you know, doing technical analysis right off the dome, right? It's constantly evolving, So you have your shoulder, your head. Can this be your right shoulder? It definitely could be. You got the shoulder, you got the head, baby, and you got the right shoulder potentially forming here. You're above the head right here, so it is a slanted shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Just like we were speculating on in the prior one. You did get a move, right? And the move was right here. It failed to break the neckline before retracing again. So that's what I'm looking at here for MetaDrip. You may be looking at the lows for MetaDrip. That is very, very true. You're sitting at a $1 million market cap. It seems like it's been sitting there for the past forever at the $1 million market cap level. But if you're looking for something, and we talked about this on the channel, if you're looking for a 100x or a 1000x, we go over this all the time. You have to look at market cap. There are things that can 100x and there are things that can 1000x, but they're not. You're looking at something that could 100x. This is a 100 million market cap. That's a $100 million market cap, right? If this got to $1 billion, that would be a 1000x. That is exactly how you get those 100 to 1000x's. There are assets in the game. If you're looking at anything in the top 100, you are not going to 100x your money. You won't, period. Not this cycle anyway. You won't, period. I'd be willing to put the trader stamp on it. None of those coins are going to 100x because unless we get okay, I want to say the top 100, because you can, if you have something a billion and it goes to 100 billion, you know, you could get a 100x out of this. So I don't want to say that. I'll not put my trader stamp, but I'll say this. If you're in the top 10, you're not 100xing. Not in 2025, you're not going to. Why? Because your market cap's too big. There's not enough money in the space. Unless we get a crazy hyperinflationary environment, there's not enough money in the space for you to 100x. It's just not in the cards. It's not in the cards. Like, there's just not enough money in the space for you to do that. And some of the coins are already running massively, right? Like, I see a lot of crazy price predictions online. If you want a 100x or 100,000 or 1,000x, you need to put some risk on the line, baby. And this is where that risk comes into play. A $132,000 liquidity with a market cap of $1 million. Those are the plays that can do potentially the biggest damage because of their market cap and where it is, right? Yeah, MetaDrip. I did go to their website and everything. It looks cool. Dives into AI, you know, meshing DeFi with AI. It could do some damage. It definitely could do some damage. But I'll be keeping an eye on this one on the channel, man. Hey, I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. I love going over MetaDrip, man. I appreciate you being here. All right, here we go. Diving on in. Hey, Carol, what's going on? April, yep. PMG, what's going on? We went over MetaDrip. Yes, short from 170. Hey, if it goes to 155, hey, maybe that turns around. It turns around, baby, and we both get our juicy gains. That juicy gains. We want BNB for reviews. Binance coin, yes, sir. We will dive into BNB. Binance, BNB, one of the hottest of the hot in the, whoa, look at this. Hey, you don't see this on a lot of coins right now. You don't. Look at this. Look what we're cracking. Look what we're crack-a-lacking. Hey, and this just started 4 hours ago. This is a 4-hour candle. It's a daily and it's the 4-hour. Look at that. Cracking above the 4-hour and the daily 200 SMA. Let's see how this candle closes. You still have 23 minutes. But BNB, look in the shine. What is this? Out of that, this is where all the altcoins are sitting. Is BNB just foreshadowing what's to come in the altcoin market? Is this not what we're seeing on all the altcoins? A swing down in price action with a swing up on the RSI, saying you're going to break this high before you break. What is it? This, you're going to break this high before you break this low, right? I'm getting carpal tunnel. My hands are doing like this on the keyboard. I look like a T-Rex. But yeah, you're going to break this high. This is what the bullish divergence suggests. You're going to break this high up here at 730, which I believe will be an all-time high for BNB, won't it? It will. Before you break this 508 level, has BNB been up here before? No, it has not, right? So you're looking at a multi-year. Look at this. And you can even speculate, you know, for those of you who like to really zoom out, shoulder on the weekly, head, right shoulder. That is definitely in play for BNB. This has a massive target. It does. From swing low, for the swing low of the head to the highs of a $1,300 BNB coin, saying it could happen very quickly, and it can. Look how this head and shoulders developed, everybody. Boom, like this is what led us into this consolidation pattern. Look at this monumental move for BNB coming from $39 all the way up to $683 in 84 days. In 84 days, a 16x. That's what alt season is going to look like, everybody. I'm putting the stamp on it. That's what alt season is going to look like. You got that shoulder, head, right shoulder on the weekly, looking really good. Zooming in on the daily, baby. Getting above that daily 200 SMA. Everybody who watches this channel knows that when we get above the daily 200 SMA, that's when BoyceCrypto's a bull. That's when BoyceCrypto's a bull, baby. That's when BoyceCrypto can confidently say, I am a bull on an asset. When we fall below, we start closing candles below right here. I couldn't say that. We broke above, I'm a bull. We break below, I can't say I'm a bull anymore. I can't. Now, you did get this reversal zone, and I've been taking longs below the daily 200 MA off of divergences on larger time frames that are powerful enough for me to validate a long, but I can't macro be a bull until things get above the daily 200. Look at this, and this is why. This is why back here, the daily 200 will have saved you from the entire bear market of 23 right there. Look at that. It would have saved you if you got out right there. You know, you got that. Even if you got out down here, it saved you from a 26% down draw. You got in when you got above, right? Even if you set a stop below the prior low, you got in here and you held. And you went on the entire moon mission, baby. The entire moon mission. Why? The daily 200, you stayed above the daily 200 the entire time. If you just traded with this red line, oh, we got below the 200, I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. You know, you get above, I'm in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. Look at this daily chart. You'd be doing just fine. You'd be doing fine. You'd be doing so fine, right? And that's telling me that BNB looks like to go on a run out of a macro multi-year shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverted to the upside, looking very good. This asset looks strong, baby, from the bottom. And Bitcoin's not up much off its bottom. 10%? BNB sporting a 24%. You know what I'm curious to see? Let's look at this. BNB BTC. How's BNB doing compared to Bitcoin, Binance Coin? Compared to Bitcoin. We're not talking about price here. We're talking about how much Bitcoin does it take to purchase a singular BNB? Do we have BTC BNB? Here we go. This one will be nice. How many BNB does it take for you to buy a Bitcoin? That's what we're looking at right now. So currently, it takes 133 BNB tokens to buy a Bitcoin. Now you're coming out and testing the daily 200. That is good for BNB, saying that, hey, in the future, if we drop below this daily 200, you're heading into the bear market in terms of Bitcoin BTC, saying that you can buy a whole Bitcoin if we lose this and we capitulate, right? Off of the loss of the 200 like we did back here. Look at this. At this point in time, in March of 2024, it costs 143 BNB to purchase a Bitcoin. And down here, in July of 24, it costs 90. So you gained on your Bitcoin if you held BNB. Does that make sense? That's what you're looking at here for BNB, to lose this daily 200 on the Bitcoin BNB pair and look for capitulation, because then you're looking at your asset not only gaining if Bitcoin goes up, but beating up on Bitcoin. A test of the daily 200. You don't want to see that bounce here, that's for sure. But if you get below that daily 200, I'm a bear, saying that I think Binance Coin will outperform Bitcoin in the immediate term because we have that daily 200. I'll be a bear here, saying that Binance Coin is likely to beat up on Bitcoin. And this going from 140 down to 70, it could happen, and it could happen fast. Saying that Binance Coin is going to double the performance of Bitcoin, or if Bitcoin dumps, Binance Coin is going to get some cushion, right? If Bitcoin falls 10%, Binance Coin may only fall by 5, and this will still be losing, and you'd be gaining purchasing power against Bitcoin. That's just what I'm saying. It's really cool to pull up things. You can pull up anything compared to Bitcoin. You just type in your asset. If you want to look at XRP BTC, you type in XRP BTC, and you got all the charts right there. You can even trade these on some platforms. So that's what I'm looking at for Binance Coin. Binance looks good. Binance looks good. Diving on in the chat. Thank you guys for lighting this up. BNB for reviews. Absolutely. Heck yeah. We are riding. PMG Corey shorting the 154. Heck yeah. Scalping just down a few pennies. April, what's up? PMG Corny have a total 3. Look, yes sir, we did, but we'll pull it back up for you. Absolutely. Let's do this again, because I want to bring this up as much as possible, right? Not to gloat or anything like that, but I want to bring this up as much as possible right now, so nobody on this channel forgets that we called the bottom. That's why I put this. This happened the other day. The only time I've ever. How many of you guys use the text box? I told myself the other day, I said, why would anybody put text on a chart? That makes no sense. But we did today, or we did the other day, baby. And we said, this is the box. This is it. This is it. Oh, man, that got my uvula. This is where we were averaging in the altcoins. This is it. And we put this box of remembrance and we posted it up on our X account with a timestamp to verify it. We said, this is the bottom for altcoins. Based off of our analysis of Bitcoin dominance, and we gave ourselves some space. Why do we give ourselves some space? In case we get that 786 bearish retracement on Bitcoin dominance. But this is the box where I believe it is the best opportunity to accumulate the altcoins. Why? Because we have a colossal bullish divergence here on the daily, saying that we're going to break this high before we break this low. We break this high before this low. The box of remembrance is just as it states. We will remember this opportunity that we took advantage of in the BoyceCrypto family to accumulate more altcoins. That's why we drew this box. And if we nuke, this box of remembrance is going to stay there. It'll be a lesson to me. It'll be like, man, remember when we called the bottom, we got absolutely smoked, right? And everybody could light it up in the chat. Oh my gosh, BoyceCrypto, we'll be down here. We'll be down here. We'll be down here. We'll be down here. And then everybody will be like, BoyceCrypto, remember that box of remembrance that you put up there? What a clown. That was ridiculous. And I'll take that. I'll take it all day, baby. I'll take it in the comments. I'll take it in the chat. I'll take that. But what I do want to, I'm not asking for like compliments or any of that. I don't care. But no one's gonna say anything when we're up here. All we'll say in this community is, hey, remember this opportunity that we had down here in the box of remembrance when we were investing, when we were averaging into SUI render, we were averaging into what we get. We got some SUI, we got some render, we got some SEI. We got some virtuals. We got virtuals, one of the biggest calls of the year, baby. The biggest calls on this account since this trading channel's been incepted, right? Virtuals, baby. We invested in a lot of altcoins down here. Why? Because of this daily bullish divergence. I will say that to you guys. I will say that to you guys openly and true. I will never, ever look bullish divergence on the daily in the face and say, yeah, we're going lower. I won't do it. You won't catch BoyceCrypto doing that. No way, no sure. Currently sitting at $800 billion. I want to see us get above the daily 200 MA. That's where we're averaging in this box of remembrance. Here for the history books, everybody. Here for the history books. All right, diving on into the chat. That's total 3. I'm seeing this bullish divergence playing out. We are coming up on an area of contention, but look at these gaps. This dumpage has been massive since Bitcoin topped out at 110K. Look at these gaps in the VRVP. It has the potential to happen very blue skies quickly. It has the potential, and I just need to keep that on everybody's radar. I have to, right? If I didn't keep that on everybody's radar, I'd be doing everybody a disservice. I would be. I just have to. I have to say that to you guys. It's important. We're in kind of a falling wedge right here. I acknowledge that, right? Let's see if we can get that push to the upside, baby, and get this ball rolling to the upside. I really like what I'm seeing for total 3. I have to say it. And could I be wrong? Heck yeah, I could be wrong. I could be absolutely, annihilated. I could be to the downside. It could happen. Anything can happen in crypto. This is crypto. For all those who have been here long enough, you guys know that even you can have the perfect setup and it just absolutely capitulates in your face. You know what I mean? Like some kind of news events or something ridiculous happens. Like, who was prepared for COVID? Who said, yeah, I know the Wuhan lab about to initiate the bear market, that massive drop that we had in the stock markets and crypto. Yeah, I called that. Yet no one could say that. No one could say that, baby. So that's, anything can happen in trading. But here's what the charts are saying. Hey, this is enough. Enough is enough for the altcoins. Whereas some of the lows and some altcoins are below their bear market lows. If altcoin season is to ensue, it's got to bounce, and it's got to bounce soon, right? And if that does not happen, these altcoins are a wash. That's true. So I have to take advantage at the line in the sand. I have to take advantage on these, key fib retracements, which we currently came down to. Look at this, from the swing low here, from the swing low, baby, to the swing high. Where'd we come down to, everybody? Yes, that golden pocket, and we're currently working our way out of it. We are currently working our way out of the golden pocket, a very bullish sign for alt. It looks good to me. I have to keep saying that, everybody. It's true. And I just don't see it anywhere else, and I want to keep that on y'all's radar. Okay, here we go. Diving on into the chat. Yeah. Hey, whoop. Total 3. Yeah, we went over total 3. Yes, sir. We got it, baby. We got it. Going back in the bubbles. Hey, you know what has popped to my attention? Who was it that called out auction coin the other day? Shout out to you. Why? Let's look at bounce, baby. Let's look at bounce. Auction. Oh my goodness, this coin has been on a rampage. Woo! Bounce token. I don't know what kind of news. Something gripped this asset by the nuts and tugged it to the upside. You guys know what I'm saying? If your lady ever grabbed you by the nuts and drug you up the stairs, not saying that ever happened to me, but this thing is moving, baby. You really move if that scenario ever applied to you. I'll tell you. Okay, not from personal experience. It is what it is. Okay, here we go. We got that golden cross on the daily. My version of a golden cross, not the standard market 50 MA over the 100. The 21 over the 200 is BoyceCrypto's golden cross, right? That just tells me that we are likely to move violently in the upward direction in the macro. This 200 MA has served you so well, everybody. It really has. And here we go. The daily 200 getting broken for auction on a moonshot to the upside. Look at this. This is like 10 days. Thursday, I remember we looked at it right here. We looked at it at 16 cents and we said, hey, there's likely going to be consolidation. If there's not consolidation, it'll run without us. And look at that. It ran without us. It is what it is. I have to wait for consolidation, right? There is a high. What are the odds? I want to look at this. Look, you have moonshots, right? For bounce about to test the. Ooh, man, this looks good. It looked good. It looked good. This was a massive moonshot for Bounce. I don't know what kind of news came out or anything, but Bounce, shout out to anybody who is in Bounce. I know it got shouted out at, literally 50% below where we are right now. Someone called it out on the channel. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. This was a monumental mover. Getting over that daily 200 MA. You get over that daily 200 MA. You know what you can do? Put a stop below the previous low and ride this puppy to the upside. That would have been a monumental move. I was being a lot more conservative, right? I'm not making any excuses. I just wasn't a token I was trading. It is what it is. I think we tried to take a scalping on the small time frame. We got absolutely rinsed. Not rinsed, but you know, small risk reward on high leverage. But hey, this is looking good. This looks good. This looks good. Now I will say the more you got to zoom in on the small. You have to zoom in on the smaller time frames to see what's going on here. Let's see. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. All right, you did have a flag on the 4 hour. You had a fake out breakout on the 4 hour time frame, and you you know, and you've had a fake out breakout, came back into the pattern, got supported by the daily 21, and boom to the upside. And you've had this entire day, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row for bounce, boom to the upside. It looked good. This flag does this flag does have a monumental target up here of about $39. I will say this. You could flag it out and flag it out and flag it out all you want, but the more flags you create, right? Say we flag again and push, and then we flag it again, that's very high risk, right? Because something has been so extrapolated on the macro, you're going to be falling very, very far behind your daily 21. How often do you get that far away from the daily 21? You don't. Even in these massive monumental moves, you come back and you respect that 21. You respect the 21. You respect the 21. You respect even here. Look at that. You had a map. Oh my gosh, look how far away you are from the 21. You came back to it, right? The 21 is super, super important to keep your eye on. Right? And we are currently getting a little far from it on the daily. Not to say we're going to crash back down, right? But the likelihood of consolidation is very, very strong. And you can get a flag like this. You could do something like, you get a flag like this, speculate on a flag. Let's get this, clean this up a little nicer. Something else that would be a very, very, very real possibility is just figuring out where your next higher low is going to come in. You made a higher high, you know, lower low. This is your first higher. Is this your first higher high? High, lower low. High, lower high, lower low, and or lower line. This was your first higher low, and then you made a higher high. So you can pull your fib from the first higher low in the sequence up to the high. And if this is here, great. If it's not, if it's up here, cool. So it depends on where your next high comes in, but you could take it all the way to the wick and you can speculate because you've changed market structure. You could come down here and create your next. You can speculate on that first higher low in the series, right? Between the 618, 786. And that would represent a substantial put. This is why we don't chase green candles right here. Cut and dry. That's a 50% retracement. It could happen. I'm just keeping it on everybody's radar. Maybe we flag sideways and we go further to the upside. But what I'll be doing on bounce token is tracking it like this. And I'm going to wait for the top out. If it's up here, say it goes to $100, baby. Say it goes to 100. I'm still going to pull my fib like this. Right, I'm going to pull my fib all the way to the top, and I'm going to speculate on a higher low coming in the series, wherever that is to be, right? So I'm going to keep this on my radar. I'm going to keep bounce token on my radar. One of the hottest tokens in the game. This has been creeping up on the boo-boos, hasn't it? Auction ranked 181, up 41 spots, overtook 41 cryptocurrency projects in front of it today, baby. Bounce to the upside. All right, everybody, diving on into the chat. Hey, congratulations. And if you're in I've been in a call auction I've been call auction for over a month. Hey, Sin Nasty Kid, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. What a monumental play. What a monumental move you caught. And I don't know if you got it on leverage or whatever. Regardless, this was a colossal 200% move on the daily. Shows you what is possible in the crypto space. Shows you what is possible. You cracked that daily 200. You were gone, man. Shout out to you. That was a monumental play, man. That was a monumental play. Congratulations. All right. That's what I'm looking at here. That's what I'm looking at. Big picture this week. I don't care what happens tomorrow. Nothing. You're going to get retail sales. The market's going to respond to this, right? Considering it bullish, bearish. It is what it is. The main event for next week, which I will be live to discuss with you guys. I'll be live streaming this at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. my time, right? Shout out to the state of Texas at 1 p.m., baby. But 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be going live at, let's call it 2:20. I'll start my countdown at 2:20, and we're going to pull up Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's press conference. We're going to get an interest rate decision, and the market will respond. Likely going to be, coming as expected. We'll wait for the expectations to come out here. I don't know what the chances are of the rates right now. I haven't had a chance to go over that. But yes, this is the big news of the week. Wednesday, Jerome Powell coming out speaking on inflation. It is pivotal. It is pivotal that we get some kind of phrasing in his questions, in his answers to the questions that the reporters ask that we maybe do for rate cuts earlier in the year. What's going to be interesting here is that we haven't had Jerome Powell come out since these tariffs have been announced. So that inflation, historically you don't have tariffs and quantitative tightening in the same period. So I really want to see if we're going to get some interest rate cuts potentially earlier in the year, and the way he speaks is going to be, that's what moves the markets. He is the most expensive voice in the world, and I don't pay attention to a lot of the news. I try to keep it out of my mind, but this is key. It's pivotal. There's going to be a lot of people streaming, and everybody come on in, tune into this stream, and we're going to break it down line by line from what he's saying. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be like, shh, whatever they used to do in elementary school. Shh. Right, throwing away the key. I'm gonna be quiet. We're just gonna watch it together. I may interject like, hey, a quick statement or something like that, real quick, or if something sounds confusing, right? I may kind of elaborate on things that if you guys don't understand, if you're asking questions in the chat. But we're gonna dive on into that, and we're gonna break down everything that he says and try to get a grasp on what the inflationary environment, what the environment will be from a macroeconomic perspective when it comes to inflation. Very important on Wednesday, and the market, put the trader stamp on it, the markets will respond. The markets will respond at the end of the market, day for the United States at 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. The markets will respond. I promise you that. All right. The only trade we took today, up $1. Woo-hoo, woo, yeah, baby. The only trade we took today was on Radium. Radium, baby. We've been banging on them, everybody, on the position history, killing it this week, absolutely dunking on we came in and we dunked on the Bears. We dunked on the Bears this week, baby. Congratulations to everybody who's been sticking it with me and hanging with me in the BoyceCrypto 102 community on X. Dive on in. My handle's BoyceCrypto 102. If you guys are interested in the trade setups that I give, I'll be posting this Radium one here right after the stream. That's what I'm looking at. Billy Joint, thank you, man. Hey, thank you for jumping on in. Kind of catching the tail end here, man. I appreciate you jumping on into the chat. Thank you. That's what we're diving on into this upcoming week. I will not be here tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll be starting again streaming on Wednesday for the FOMC. I'll be here Wednesday for the FOMC and Wednesday night for the nightly live stream. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Keep up to date with me on X. We'll still be trading, putting up setups. If we're seeing things while I'm out there fishing, everybody, I'll be out fishing in the state of Texas trying to catch me a biggin. So that's what I'll be looking at, spending some time with the lady, trying to get my eyebrows right. We are going to be having a good time, but shout out to you guys. I will be able to I'll be able to start streaming on mobile whenever YouTube authorizes me to do that. But yeah, you need like a certain subscriber count and watch hours and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, stay tuned to that. Stay tuned with me on X. Super excited to bring that to you. Shout out to you, Sin Nasty Kid, for that auction call, baby. Boom, 200% to the upside. But that's what we're looking at for the day. What? Oh, this is the 100, 200. I was like, that changed massively. But shout out to everyone who joined in tonight on your Sunday night. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with me. You guys are absolutely amazing, sharing with me your time. Super awesome. Diving on into the markets, preparing for the week ahead, which is going to be massively, massively crazy for crypto with this FOMC meeting on Wednesday. The retail sales and things that are coming out on Tuesday when it comes to like housing and things like that, try to put that aside. Try to put that aside in your head. Look, this is going to be the big mover. This is going to be anything that happens on Monday or Tuesday can be completely eviscerated based off of what Jerome Powell says here on Wednesday, the most expensive voice in the world. I'll be here to bring it to you live. Thank you, everybody, for diving on in the chat with me today. One last shout out to everybody in the chat. PMG Corey Reviews. Thank you. April. Unreal Designs. What's up, man? Appreciate you jumping on in. Sin Nasty Kid. Welcome back, brother. I appreciate you being here. Billy's Joint. Thank you. Carol. What's going on? Christoph. Thank you. Crispy, Merlin the Trader. Hey, I'll keep up to date with you, man. Disclosure Capital, Michaela B, our first giveaway, Solana giveaway, baby. Hey, everybody who won that giveaway the other day for commenting on those videos, email me at matthew.boyce102@gmail.com, and we're going to get that merch sent out your way. Thank you, Wanda and Lily. Thank you, everybody, for diving on into the chat. I will see you guys on Wednesday for this FOMC interest rate decision. Until then, I will will see you guys. Hey, shout out to you, TMB Willis. I appreciate you joining in late. Hey, brother, we're just tuning out, but I will see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, and stand by for the video coming out this morning. BoyceCrypto is out, baby. We're out, baby. I will see you guys this upcoming week. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you. Keep up to date with me